Hello everyone, today we're going to review the Shop Vac by VacMaster. It's both a wet and dry vacuum, and as you can see, all these features here. It has a handle, big on and off buttons, the suction port, front caster wheels, rear wheels. You have the handle to take off the top, and one of my great features that I like is the auto cord rewind button right there. And the back we have the caddy that houses all these tools, so you can store all the tools on board. And here's all the accessories that comes with it. You have the HEPA filter, the cartridge filter, the foam sleeve for vacuuming wet liquids, dust bag, which is an optional accessory that you would need if you're vacuuming fine dust particles, but you don't have to use it for most ordinary day use. You got the floor combo nozzle, tool caddy, your extension wands, crevice tool, hose, and the dust brush. You got two of them. One's the round one, and one is like the rectangle type. So I've gone ahead and unboxed it. Of course, what's inside the box is the vacuum, the hose, the brushes, crevice tool, extension wand, caddy, the floor carpet tool there, cartridge filter, and the cartridge filter cover cap, and your filter bags, and your foam filter, and of course the manual. So it requires a very minimal assembly. You have the handle, which I had to put in and basically screw in these two screws, and put in the wheels. The wheel goes on into this notch here, and then you just put in the screw. Same thing for both sides. It comes with 4 screws, 1, 2, and of course the handle has 3 and 4 screws. That's it. And the front caster wheel just snaps onto place, and it's secured by just pushing it in pretty hard. I had to probably put in about maybe 20-30 pounds of pressure to put this in, so it's not going to come out. It's really sturdy. I'm not sure. Some people have mentioned that these fall off easily. I don't think so. I'm not sure. Maybe it wasn't pushed in all the way, but you know, it's going to take a considerable amount of force to pop these things out. And this is the inside of it. You have your intake here, and this is not adjustable. It's fixed. So basically, either water or dirt will come in here and hit the side and gets collected in this canister. And this hose is pretty nice. It screws on. This one turns. The hose, only the head gets turned, so you put this in here and you turn it and it gets screwed on here. And the hose is pretty long. I would say, let's see, if I stretch it out. I stretched it out, and as you can see, it's about at least 7 feet in length. The vacuum itself measures about 15 inches in width and about 18.5 in height. Let's open inside and take a look. Now for dry vacuuming, you want to put in the cartridge filter. Just pops it in there. And these rubber grooves, or these rubber ridge, kind of just sits in this little ridge here, and it locks it in place. It doesn't matter what side you put in. It can be this way, or they're both the same. So once you have it in there, you want to go ahead and lock the filter in with this cap. So this part goes into the slot, and turn it clockwise to lock. So now it's fixed. So that's dry vacuuming. And the box, it came in this way already, so the cartridge filter was already in place. Now this vacuum has a HEPA filter, which is also in the back here. It's pretty nice, so you get clean air out. So to open this, you push it up, lift off the cover, and here is your HEPA filter. Put the filter back in. Push it down the lock. And the power cord's right here. Pulls out. So it has some mold here that you put in these accessories so it can be stored on board, like so. And these tabs here are for the caddy, which just hangs in place like this. And the caddy, I'm not sure, it has molded knobs, 2 of them, which you can place the wand inside and it'll stick up and be stored on board. It has 2 molded knobs, but we have 3 wands, so I guess you have to place one and let it just sit and be loose. You can store the crevice tool, but the floor attachment is kind of too big to store in there, so that's one of the downsides. You can't store this anywhere. And also, of course, the hose is way too long and there's no place to store it, so you'll probably have to just, you know, kind of wind it up in a circle and just either place it on top or do something with it, or keep it in a separate box. But I'm not sure how to store this on board. I don't think you can. Now for wet vacuuming, we're gonna have to take off the top part and change the filter and put in the foam instead of the cartridge. So let me just take all these other accessories out so you can have a clear view. So take out the cartridge filter, set that aside, and we put in the foam filter. And this is for wet vacuuming. So according to the manual, you must put this or else you're going to ruin and burn out the motor. So put that here, and it goes back in and you can do your wet vacuuming. So I'm going to demonstrate and turn this on shortly. I'll put it back in the cartridge filter to do a dry vacuuming. It's nice and quick to change the filter, so that's what I like about this. It's locked on both sides. And let's plug it in. I'm going to pull out the power cord. It's pretty long. And we have this green wire. I think that probably indicates that it's probably going to almost reach its limit. I'm going to keep on pulling. Now the yellow one, and it's getting tighter, so the yellow means it's getting near its limit. And there we go. That's the maximum I can pull it. Measuring the cord length, it is at least 7 feet, but you notice how I folded the cord in half, so that's about 14 feet worth of cord. We're going to attach this hose now onto the intake port. And there we go. Some of these wands here. Let me just put 2 wands together. Each wand is about 14 inches, so you get 3 wands, making a total of about 42 inches. The wand to the end of the hose now. And I'll grab one of the dusting brush here. Now you have 2 dusting brushes. One is circular. The brushes are affixed to it. You cannot remove it. But for the rectangular one, this is pretty nice. You can remove and slide the brush off. You see? And you can vacuum stuff that's not required with the brush. So let's attach the brush head to the end of the wand and turn it on. Okay, we'll push this button. Now, what I like about this vacuum also is it does not have a blower port. Some air comes out from this HEPA filter, which is clean air, so you know it's not dirty or anything like that. That's what I really like about it. Some other shop vac has a blower port, and I think it just stirs up more dust. So this is a nice feature. Quieter than a normal shop vac that I've used before. But it has a lot of power, so it's really great. You can see here, it's a 4-gallon and 5 horsepower. Let's test the power of this thing. Let's turn it on. It's pretty good. The great feature I like about this vacuum is the cord auto rewind feature. By pushing this button here, the cord will rewind automatically, hold the cord before you push the button so the cord does not whip back into place, maybe causing button and just kind of let it roll back into its port. Hello everyone, today we're going to review the Shop Vac by VacMaster. It's both a wet and dry vacuum, and as you can see, all these features here. It has a handle, big on and off buttons, the suction port, front caster wheels, rear wheels. We have the handle to take off the top, and one of my great features that I like is the auto cord rewind button right there. In the back we have the caddy that houses all these tools, so you can store all the tools on board. And here's all the accessories that comes with it. You have the HEPA filter, the cartridge filter, the foam sleeve for vacuuming wet liquids, dust bag, which is an optional accessory that you would need if you're vacuuming fine dust particles, but you don't have to use it for most ordinary day use. You got the floor combo nozzle,